GrubCast.
Time for the GrubCast.
Yeah.
Your favorite annual grub.
Annual Homestuck podcast, because we're never getting these episodes out on time ever again.
Only
Fuck
doing
you.
it once a year from now
Yeah,
on.
actually, this is going to be a national holiday, GrubCast Day. You're going to take off of work for GrubCast Day. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 10 of the GrubCast.
Yes.
We've done it. 10 episodes,
10 whole
double
episodes.
digits, 10. Thank you all so much.
Yes.
It's very cool.
We appreciate your patronage.
Oh, so speaking of patronage, whoa, what a great segue there. That was so awesome.
Oh, God.
Oh, that was so good. You're like a professional podcaster, ET. That was wild.
I have been doing it for a while.
That's pretty cool. Fucking patrons.
Patrons.
Oh, shit. I need to get the... Okay, I'm glad we had to re-record this because I didn't have the list of patrons up.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna talk about the patrons we know and love.
Yeah.
Our little grubs and our little wrigglers.
Little grubs and our little wrigglers. Thank you very much to our $3 a month patrons, Toby Claspect Expert and Mia Bowman. Big shout out. And thank you to our $5 patrons, Changeable Landscape, Ada, Blue Liz, and My Homestuck. Dante,
My Homestuck.
Absolute legend, classic. Thank you all so much for giving us money. If you want to support us on the Patreon, links down in the description. If you give us $5 a month, you get this lovely episode artwork that you can look at on the screen
It's on the
YouTube
all that
version.
Beautiful. Oh, it's so good.
You can get that artwork without any logos cluttering the whole thing up. You hate logos. Logos are cringe. No one likes them.
But yes, thank you all you beautiful Homestuckies for giving us money.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We have some projects in the works that that money may or may not be helping out with a bit. Who knows?
Lots of irons in the fire.
It is. There are many irons in the fire.
Way too many.
Way too many. It's actually ridiculous how many irons there are in the fire.
More irons than fire at this point.
Would you like some irons? Wait, would you like some fire with your irons? We got some fan art. We got a lovely fan art from Sunnyflower in the Discord server.
Pop it on screen.
Amogus.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yes.
Amogus. There we are.
Oh my goodness.
Amogusing. Toby's about to kill me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
no.
die. He's so sussy, bro. Sussy Toby. Toby's sus.
Toby being super sus right now.
Okay. That's a little bit sussy, bro.
I thought I saw him vent in the Discord.
Oh, they did the little logo.
Oh, that's cute.
I just realized they did the little GrubCast logo.
GrubCast meeting.
That's so cute. Oh, I love that. Oh, thank you very much, Sonny. I appreciate it. And that brings us to join the Discord server.
Yes.
We're lonely. Talk to me, please.
Talk to
Give
us.
me human interaction. I need it. Come in the GrubCast Discord server. There's a bunch of cool, chill dudes chilling out there, being fans of Homestuck.
Having motherfucking miracles, man.
Absolutely.
Vibing.
So many people kicking the wicked elixir in the GrubCast Discord server.
You will not regret your decision.
Follow us on Twitter, link in the description, all that shit, whatever. All right, Homestuck time.
All right, now we're stuck in.
Shilling is over. E.T., we're in the good shit now.
I can tell.
I know how I've said that multiple times where I'm like, we're in the real part of Homestuck. And that has been true.
Yeah, no.
Right? Act 4 starts like real Homestuck, right? Like real Homestuck. And then Act 5, Act 1 is like, oh my god, this is real Homestuck.
Crazy.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Act 5, Act 2, like, if you tell someone, like, do you remember Homestuck? Like, this is what they think of. Act 5, Act 2. This is, like, the most iconic part of Homestuck. And it's long.
Oh, yeah.
I think Act 5, Act 2 is about as long as the entire comic up till this point. It's long. We're gonna be here for a while. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because Act 5, Act 2 has some of the coolest shit. The problem
it's
is
only
that
been pretty dope so far.
we can't really get into Act 5, Act 2 yet, because, unfortunately, the unofficial Homestuck collection made known to me an abomination.
Huh.
So we have to talk about The Baby Is You.
The Baby Is You.
Did you listen to this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, around this time that this was coming out, on the MSPA forums, I guess there was a problem with people posting fan art of characters in various stages of pregnancy. Usually male characters giving birth.
That does not surprise me with internet culture.
No, it does not. And Andrew Hussey I guess took like a specific hatred to this, and he said, "No, it is banned from MSPA forums."
He does seem to have like almost like a love-hate, like, oh, I love my fans because they've brought me this far, but also,
there's a very antagonistic between Hussey and his fans to some degree. We saw a little bit of that with the Fat Vriska Fefri business last episode.
Yeah.
And at this point, he said, "Fuck you, no more pregnancy art."
No.
In response, Toby Radiation Fox, composer for a lot of the music in Homestuck, creator of Undertale and Deltarune, composing songs for fucking Pokemon now.
The man, the myth, the legend himself
has made a 14-minute rock opera about Dave giving birth to John Egbert, who is himself watching Dave give birth to him. It is horrific. There's no other way to describe it. It is a nightmare.
Oh man, I think I'm just mentally block that out because of all the trauma.
The problem is you can't block it out because I have a summary. We have to talk about the baby is you. So John and Dave are chilling, and Dave informs John that he's having a baby, and the baby is John, which leads into the first section. That's the thing. I'm having a baby, and the baby is you. Hence the title. They go to the hospital where Karkat is a doctor, which is a terrible idea. I don't want Karkat doing anything important in like a medical field ever.
He's too angry.
Karkat tries to deliver the baby, but he fails. It's really scary. Oh no, what'll happen to Dave? John and Karkat are worried about him. And then Rose is worried and rushes to the hospital. And she is also pregnant with Dave's child. Simultaneously, they are both pregnant, and they have a long section that's about Rose and Dave both being pregnant and how they're going to deal with that. Except then it is revealed in a shocking twist that Rose is not actually pregnant, but she's very fat.
You just got really fat.
So she's... this is continuing the theme from, I guess, the Fat Vriska thing from earlier, which is just people, like, weaponizing fetishes that Andrew Hussey doesn't like at him. Then they make out. And they very specifically point out that Rose and Dave making out is technically incest due to ectobiological relation. They make this very clear. They do not shy away from this at all.
They do not want you to look away from this car wreck for a second.
In the middle of them making out, Bro, Dave's brother, shows up and attempts to eat the baby. Attempts to eat baby John, but is unsuccessful. Finally, Dave gives birth to John, and they all live happily ever after. And I have the quote that ends off the entire thing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. John, you're a beautiful baby. And then John responds, I love being your baby. I'm the baby. I'm the baby. It's me. And we all lived happily ever after.
Oh, God.
I hate everything about this.
Yeah.
Everything about this is a nightmare. And you know the best part?
What?
There's a sequel.
What?
Yep. There's another one.
It's gonna come up again?
Yep. Eventually, The Baby is 2 is going to show up at some point, and we're gonna have to deal with that as well.
Why?
How do you feel about the incredibly plot-important ramifications of The Baby is You on Homestuck Act 5, Act 2?
It makes me want to rip my own eyes out.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You know what? There's nothing else to say about that. Moving on. It's here.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, back in real Homestuck stuff, in Homestuckian style, I believe the first scene, or the first, like, image is Dave flattening his grandmother. Or not Dave, John, on the Sassacre manual. Yeah,
basically the first thing we see is this long flash that is just called S Act 5, Act 2. The song is pretty nice. The song is called Homestuck. Oh. I don't recall this song actually being that important or like really showing up again, which is weird because it's like the title drop song. But like, no, it's just not a thing. Doctor, the song for John's land, kind of like becomes the de facto John theme song, and this song doesn't really matter that much. And basically we just see John's life from the point he lands from the meteor to current day, all from the perspective of Karkat, heavily implied Kismesis dude. Karkat hates this motherfucker so much. He gets this guy sucks. Eyes. Yeah. What a loser. I hate him. Oh my god.
There's a lot of cute father-son bonding going on in there.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
It's so sweet.
Gotta love Dadbert. And then
shout-outs Dadbert, you know. Yo, hopefully we can get Dadbert on a guest for one episode. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we had John for a little bit.
We had John for the Kanaya episode. John was here. He didn't say much, but he was here. He was in studio.
It was nice.
It was pretty awesome.
Maybe we can... Oh, yeah. But I had this epiphany that I think Karkat may hate John, not only because of, like... I think he may hate seeing so much of himself in him. Like, I believe that they're very similar in, like, their interests.
They kind of are. They're definitely, like, they're very similar.
Yeah, they have a strong dichotomy by also being very closely related in what they like and what they latch to.
Karkat fills a very similar role among the trolls that John does amongst his friends.
Yeah.
Of course, Karkat has just been filtered through troll society, which means that it's just like a horrific, like, bizarro nightmare version of John Egbert.
But I think he may also hate not only that John is so much like him, but the fact that he's like him and not as tortured by troll society, like not as self-deprecating and angry at at himself in the world. And he's like, man, I want that, but this fucking loser and his fuck you and the joke book you wrote in on.
Karkat is punished John. He's too far gone. He can't return to that innocence. It's been squeezed out of him. And we get to see a little bit of that in the next page, which is Karkat trolled this worthless human.
The first
one
troll.
of two, like, iconic pages in this segment. This and John and Dave respond to Memo are, like, the two... Oh, they're so good. And we'll get to that later. Essentially, this conversation is just... We get to see the first conversation Karkat has with John from Karkat's perspective, and we finally get to find out why he's trolling John backward. But of course, this is the last conversation that John has with Karkat. So Karkat shows up and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you, you suck. I hate you guys. And John's like, oh my god, Karkat, what's going on? I love you, guy. You're so sick.
To hear you. Yeah.
Oh man, this is so cool.
And Karkat takes this as like him having some weird, like, sadistic, like, self-torment thing going on.
It's so great. He has, like, this weird... He essentially tries to, like... He, like, comes on to John with black romance.
Yeah.
And then gets really embarrassed. And that's why he trolls John backwards. Is because, like, if I talk to you later than now, then...
You won't know about this.
You'll remember this, and that'll be really embarrassing. So I'm just going to talk to you earlier on, so I don't need to deal with this shit. A quote from Karkat. So you wanted to get trolled? Well, you got it. Prepare to get your puny human bulge flamed into nuclear hate oblivion. Welcome to the Trollacost. The painstaking genocide of your fragile self-esteem will be my swan song. Holy shit. It's fucking awesome.
And then after that spiel, John's just like, all right, I gotta go now. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Oh, and specifically, what he's going, he says, like, we're gonna go do the scratch.
Yeah.
Oh! So this John, again, this is like the last conversation they have before they go do the scratch.
Yeah, go scratch it up.
So this is a much further ahead version of John than the one we've been following so far.
John we follow, yeah.
He knows, he gets shit, he understands shit, you know, he's down, he gets it. He's wearing this weird little, like, blue outfit. You notice that? He's got this nice little blue outfit on. What is that? What's that little blue outfit? What is it?
I assume it's his, like...
I don't know.
Thing?
I don't know. We'll see. It's not important. Don't worry about it.
It probably won't ever come up
This is
again.
not important. It will never come up again. Do not worry about it.
Okay, there we go. There you go. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
On a lighter note about more plot important stuff, clown gods. While John and Karkat are discussing back and forth, I believe Karkat references his clown drawings and, like, the clown iconography just all throughout his life. And I assume he must think that John is a part of, like, that worshiping group of, like, that Gamzee is a part of. And he says something about it in the little combo. But it was just a little funny thing I thought I'd point out.
That is a fun little thing. The other funny little thing is that this conversation ends with John saying, quote, "See you soon."
Yeah, see you soon. Like, they're gonna meet up.
And this is once again mentioned a little bit later in Respond to Memo. Terezi opens Rainbow Rumpus Party Town. Yeah, that's the next thing that happens. This one's not even really that important, honestly. Essentially, all this does is it more blatantly establishes Memos as just a mechanic for multiple characters to have conversations at once. Because up until now, the Memos have all been Karkat's thing, and he's super aggressive about them just being a, like, fuck you, I'm talking, no one else gets to talk.
Yeah.
But now that Terezi's running them, it's like multiple people can all interact with the same chat room, as opposed to, up until now, what has exclusively been one character and one character talking. They're really funny, but it's just not that useful.
Yeah, you find out that, like, everyone thinks KK's plan is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, because his plan just mostly involves, we're going to be really mean to these kids.
Yeah, bully these kids in the past, and then eventually that'll help us.
That's most of what this conversation about is that, damn, Karkat he's dumb.
He's doing a speech right now, and that shit is lame.
Okay, John makes it back to his planet.
And he wakes up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, he was dreaming about Dadbert and Momlond, and he was like, "Oh, sweet dad, yay!" And he was gonna take a jump over there, but then Vriska wakes him up.
Yeah, so Vriska's mind control powers take on a bit of a different form now, because now they're all about, like, making you fall asleep and making you wake up and shit. That's kind of all she can do to humans. I guess because humans just have, like, different brains, I guess. Yeah, that's really all it is.
I was like, man, I really hope she can't control humans. And then she was like, boop. And I was like, ah, damn.
Nah, she tries really hard, and then she makes John wake up before he can reunite with Dadbert. The ring that he had drops into the river below.
Yeah.
Romance between Dadbert and Momlond is adorable, and I love it.
When John is jumping over the chasm to get to Dadbert, he takes the pose of Tavros when he jumped off as Pupa Pan and broke his legs. And I was like,
"Fly, Pupa, fly!"
When I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, no! do not have him fall and break his legs."
So mean. He's done. No,
but he just
John,
got teleported.
John, oh god! Can you imagine Vriska?
Yeah, just.
It's funny because John's aspect is breath, and so is Tavros's.
Oh wow!
So Vriska just cripples all the breath players.
Yeah, any breath player.
She just has a giant vendetta. I mean, she kind of makes some comparisons between them later.
Yeah, she for sure does.
Vriska basically just says John is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna help you do better at the video game. You go keep Jade from getting killed by meteors." And John's like, "Sick.
Cool.
I agree.
I was already gonna do that. Nice.
Meteors are bad, and I was going to be doing that anyway. But thanks for." Thanks for agreeing with me, I guess.
Yeah, now I have someone who's gonna help me, I guess. Oh, yeah. When Vriska and John are first talking, she says she uses her flarping name to, like, disguise herself and not give up her name to John. And the first thing John says is, "Man, that sounds made up."
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a lot of this info that she's telling John, we already know as the audience, so this is just to get the information to John. But the fact that she tells him her character is, like, Mindfang instead of fucking Vriska, they kind of shed some more light on this whole thing as well. It's worth pointing out, the only reason Vriska is helping John is specifically to one-up Terezi.
To one-up Terezi, yeah, because she's got Dave.
Entirely. It's just like, fuck Terezi, I'm gonna do a better job at helping my kid.
My human, yeah.
There's some pretty nice character back and forth because it is immediately obvious that John sees through her shit. She's trying to act all cool and mysterious, and John's like, okay, sure.
All right.
Trying to be a cool guy, whatever. He just does not give a fuck. He's just having a nice time.
I do like that he can see through it because I feel as though before this point, he hasn't really been characterized as a... He doesn't seem like the most insightful guy based on his actions thus far.
But I mean, he's been pretty good with people.
But yeah, he is good with people.
Consistently, this whole comic.
But I think that comes from more of like an openness and like willing to like empathize and trust, where like being not gullible really isn't his strong suit.
Yeah.
But with Vriska, he immediately is just like, no, that's some bullshit, actually. I don't believe any of that.
Yeah, he's very much like he's a people guy. He's a people boy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we got to see, like, John is pretty much like John is the initiator in, like, all of his friendships with, like, Jade and Dave and Rose.
He runs into friendship head first, not thinking of the consequences.
It's worth pointing out, just as a little aside, WV does pick up the ring. He has that.
Yeah,
which is why he has it in the future.
He's like, what's that shiny thing?
Yeah, he's like, what's that fucking shiny thing? I would like it. John makes it back to his house. We get one of my favorite panels in the comic. That's it. Everybody out.
Everybody
you are
out.
dead serious. He's so fucking disappointed. It's like, God damn it, you motherfuckers. You're writing shit all over my posters. I hate you.
God, there's a line.
You guys suck. You guys are the worst. And I hate you and you suck. Die.
I did love that. That was a fun one. And I was like, not the posters.
Not the posters. They bond a little bit more. Oh my god, I wrote down John's troll title for Connor.
Yeah.
This one here is so great. It's about this street tough renegade who did hard time behind bars and wants nothing more in the world than to reunite with his loving wife and daughter, but not so fast. He has to go on a crazy and dangerous escapade through the sky with a motley assortment of rogues led by John Malkovich, who is wise to Cage's heroic nature and pure heart. They tether a grumpy policeman's awesome car to the plane and smash it, and then later they crash into some casinos. Cage gets out of the wreckage and hugs his family, and I usually tear up a little. There you go.
And that's his troll title.
That's the troll title for Con Air, which is, by the way, a very good one.
That's a pretty solid one. My reaction was, hell yeah, Con Air.
Do you want to talk about the buckets?
Oh, before that, actually, I believe we get a peek at the Serious Business app.
Yeah, I think we do, but I don't really remember anything important happening in it. It's mostly just him being like, damn, bro, my clothes got burned up.
He's like, man, my family. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead. But also, I'm so upset because all my shit's so wrinkled.
Yeah, he's really...
I just thought that was really funny.
Fedora Freak, he considers his family's death and, the destruction of his beautiful attire on like the same level.
Like those are on par with each other.
They both are
issues.
really suck. Which I don't think is a downplay of his family. He just holds his clothes in that high regard.
His fits must be
he's a true gentleman.
Clean, like
of course.
He is styling.
God, he dripped the fuck out. Fedora drip jacket, Fedora Freak. Oh my god, fuck yes.
But then your pale is showing.
God, all right.
And
we gotta talk about this. All right. So, because of the way that trolls fuck, the buckets are, like, really indecent in their culture.
Yeah.
This is the most forced meme in all of Homestuck. It is fucking insufferable, and you can never escape it. Like, you're gonna have to deal with these jokes forever now. You're never going to get away from them. Like, no NSFW is one of the rules in the Discord server.
Yeah.
You know how many fucking times people posted, like, buckets and been like, whoa, you can't post that in here, bro. It's against the fucking rules. It's like, God, I was playing fucking Stanley Parable. When Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe came out, the bucket is a big thing in that.
Yeah.
Every single fucking Homestuck fan was constantly on Twitter being like, whoa, guys, the fucking bucket is in Stanley Parable. That's crazy. I'm like, I want to die. Don't fucking make me think about this. I hate this. God, you're never going to get away from it. Occasionally, they make some funny jokes about it. Like in Friendsim 2, I distinctly remember... not Friendsim 2, Friendsim 1. You fuck one of the trolls in that game.
Okay.
Yeah. I distinctly remember them referring to it as crossing something off your bucket list, which was very funny. Occasionally you'll see fun things done with it, but like most of the way the fandom treats this is point at bucket equal comedy.
Yeah.
Whenever like people would dress up as trolls to go to conventions, they'd all bring buckets with them, and it sucks. This is the Pickle Rick of Homestuck. It will never be funny again. Please stop it.
Oh man, as John
I did write down Fedora Freak. It's after that.
Oh.
All I wrote down was Fedora Freak check. That's all I wrote down.
when John is disposing of his bucket, and I think he just throws it into the abyss off the side of his house.
Yeah, he just throws off the cliff.
And he's like, man, being culturally sensitive is really hard work.
He gets rid of his mop as well, because he just thinks it's like,
oh, yeah.
They just must not like cleaning supplies.
Cleaning supplies
That's so
must
weird.
be a weird thing for them. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what Vriska tells him, because she doesn't want to get into it. She's just like, yeah, cleaning supplies are just bad, don't.
Being culturally sensitive is indeed very hard work. That is a very good quote. I like it.
And then we get into Rose investigate.
Oh my god, Rose is going batshit insane.
She is going off the walls.
Remember when Rose blew up her first gate at the end of Act 4?
Yes.
Like, that is nothing. It's baby shit. Like, what is even happening now?
Now she's literally tearing apart the game, just ripping it by the seams.
Yeah, Rose is like a playtester. Rose is like that kid in Space Jam 2, basically. Gotta do the step back glitch. I didn't watch it either. You fucking think I'd pay money to go watch Space Jam 2? But no, it's Space Jam 2. The kid, they're in the video game. They don't go to space in Space Jam 2. They go into the Matrix with Don Cheadle, and then the kid goes, "Dad, you gotta do the glitch. It'll win you the game, but then you'll die." And then they crash the whole game because Bugs Bunny does the step back glitch, and then Bugs Bunny dies. That's real. Bugs Bunny dies. And then...
Canon.
So yeah, Rose is Bugs Bunny, basically. There we go. Yeah, so she's basically explaining that their session is impossible to win.
Yeah.
So she's trying to like just break as much shit as possible. And
hope she can find a winning out of that.
Yeah.
Like, through the destruction, find a way to beat the system that's already set up for her. I'm noticing a lot of, like, parallels, or I guess maybe not a lot of them, but I do feel like the relationships are similar between Aradia and Rose. Like, it seems like they both took a dark step into a very ominous and, like, foreboding side of the universe with the gods. And
yeah, kind of.
It may not be too concrete, more just like something a little thing, but
there's a lot of like little relationships like that you can pick up on. So like, just because it's not necessarily that like important doesn't make it not true or like not a cool thing to notice.
Yeah, like Aradia seemed to like hate her voices and all the voices of the doom that seem to haunt her, but it seems like Rose is really trying to seek the help from these gods and trust them fully, or at the very least enough to be willing to destroy her game. Yeah,
it kind of pretty much exactly like that. And like Kanaya's a little worried. Like Kanaya points out like almost too much. Like, yo, you're really fucking with shit that you don't quite understand, and you're very trusting of the giant tentacle monsters. What's going on here? It's worth pointing out, Aradia didn't talk to gods. Aradia talked to the voices of the dead.
Okay.
It was like ghosts, but like not an Aradia ghost. I don't think there's any real reason why Aradia was like a ghost that could still like hang around and do stuff. I don't know if that's ever really explained. It's just like a weird, I don't know, I guess that can happen with trolls sometimes. That's one of those things where like, I guess it's kind of a plot hole, but also it doesn't really matter that much.
Mm-hmm.
There might be an explanation for it. In Friendsim 2, which is a fan game, they kind of bring that up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Within the canon of that fan game, Friendsim 2, they do mention troll ghosts being a thing, and they're just being a thing that can kind of randomly happen and just doesn't happen to everyone but can happen to anyone when they die. So under that logic, like, Aradia just got lucky and gets to be a ghost now, I guess.
Okay.
But obviously that's a fan game.
But yeah, it's like, you know, not really.
But it's kind of interesting.
But yeah, no, I like that school of thought.
Yeah, Friendsim 2's been really interesting like that. It's done, so far done a pretty good job of trying to like stick within canon. I've been really liking it. And eventually we're going to play that.
Nice.
For the show.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, yeah.
Oh, but when Kanaya hits up Jade, it almost, not Jade, Rose, it almost seems like she like was looking for a reason. Like there was that whole time she was just like trying to find a reason to join Karkat's plan. And she's just like, man, give me a reason. Like, she talks to Rose the first time, and she's John, so she's just dumb. And she's like, man, I am not interested in this at all. But also, I'm also kind of, like, oddly allured and drawn in by it. What is this person? Yeah,
the next things we get to are essentially catching us up on Kanaya's perspective from all the shit we've seen her do so far.
Mm-hmm.
So the first, we jump back to Kanaya confer with leader, which is essentially her talking with Karkat, and Karkat saying, like, go talk to this human, and Kanaya being like, alright, I guess.
Was that the future Karkat one? Where, like, it was, like, way in the future?
No, this is just... This conversation between Karkat and Kanaya takes place before they start trolling the kids.
Oh, okay.
This is essentially... Karkat has just come up with the plan to troll all the kids, and is now putting it into action.
Yeah, and he's like, you need to pick one. You do it. Yeah.
Kanaya's really hyped to talk to Rose because of the IGN walkthrough. And we get this little exchange where Karkat and Kanaya... I'll expect a full report soon. A report about what? Like, how hassled you got her to be, but less stupid sounding than that. Is there a metric for that concept? No. Well, there could be. We can gauge your results with the flighty broads and their snarky horse shitometer. That seems to be just as disparaging to me as it is to her. Yeah, well, use it as motivation. Fucking great. And then we get to see them, like, go back and forth in their, like, battle of wits across time and space with the flighty broads and their horse shitometer.
Rose is pretty high up on the scoreboard, I think. But,
she's doing a great job without even really knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Rose is just that good.
I do see what you mean now about Karkat growing on you. Like, the more time you spend with that character, the more fun he is.
He's so great, right? Isn't he so great? He's just a little guy.
Because at first I was just like, man, this dude, all he does is complain and yell about everything. But then it becomes like an endearing factor of him.
He's just a little guy.
He's like, oh man, he's just trying to get through.
Guy.
He's only angry at everything because he's angry at himself.
Exactly. Oh, he's cute. Karkat's a cool guy. So yeah, now we just go through all of essentially Kanaya's perspective for all of the conversations with her and Rose. I would like to talk about Kanaya and Rose.
Okay.
Okay. 10th episode, we're gonna get into some real shit here. Alright?
Yeah. There
is so much chemistry between Kanaya and Rose. Let's not beat around the bush. Alright? Let's cut to the fucking chase. Let's get down to brass tacks. There is very obviously a romance between Kanaya and Rose.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's undeniable, right? Terezi and Dave are just kind of chilling, being bros.
Mm-hmm. Like, they could take it or leave it. Like, if this became something more, I think they'd be cool with it, but they're not really striving for that.
Exactly. But, Kanaya, it's almost impressive how blatantly obvious it is that, she wants to fuck Rose. And, that's what makes it so funny when she talks to Dave, and then Dave's like, oh, you want to fuck Rose. It's because, he's right. It is just that obvious.
Uh-huh. It's so clear, but she's just like, I do think it's very cute, because, she almost has this, she has this normal, sass about her that makes it seem like she can go unattested, but with Rose she's just very awkward and in herself, just like, oh man, I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but
it's really cute. Yeah, their duel of wits is really charming. How we get to see the back and forth between all of them. She only even really keeps talking to her after that first conversation, because she goes back and talks to a really past version of John, and he's like, "Hey, Rose is really cool. You should give her another shot."
She was probably just, I don't know what was happening. She's not stupid.
It's also worth pointing out, I think they convince her that the only reason Rose would have said something so stupid is because Rose was fucking with her.
Yeah.
Even though it's just John. But I totally get why, because that is totally something I could see Rose doing.
Yeah, no. She loves her sarcasm.
I would like to tell a more personal story about this.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Get into it.
I grew up in a very, very Christian family, right? And because of that, I kind of grew up with some preconceptions about the way the world works through the lens of Christianity.
Yeah. Hashtag not all Christian.
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, kind of. I mean, my family's very nice. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
But I specifically took some of the stuff in the Bible in a much more hurtful direction. And one of those was that I was like, yeah, gay people, that's bad. That's a sin and you shouldn't do it. That's a bad thing. And if you're gay, you're evil. That was, I took that in a much more hateful direction than some of my other family members. And I feel like that's important to point out because my cousin is one of the most fucking loving individuals that has ever been placed on this earth.
Yeah.
But I took this in a much more hateful direction. And one of the things that first set me on a path to, like, reconsidering, like, my fucking morality and, like, my stance on religion and, like, what I really felt about, like, the way the world should work is Rose and Kanaya.
Yeah.
This is not a joke. Like, fucking freshman year of high school, when I was reading this, I was still Christian in freshman year of high school, which I think is, like, I want to say, like, 6 or 7 years ago now. Fuck, that feels so weird to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. Like, this was one of the things, because their romance is so well written, it genuinely made me think, like, well, like, what is so bad about this?
What's
like,
wrong with this?
What?
They're just two people.
This is just two people that very clearly, like, have a lot of chemistry and get along. Like, why is this bad inherently? And obviously, you know, it wasn't a fucking one-stop shop. There's a bunch of other shit that had to happen. But straight up, these two characters for this fucking webcomic are, like, got the ball rolling on, like, my entire reform on, like, morality and how I think about the world.
I think that's really good. I like that a character in a story can have that much power on, like, and affect the real world like that.
I want to bring this up for a very specific reason. Because of how powerful and amazing this character writing is, and also because we will talk about the way Homestuck decides to handle some of its romance later. When we start Act 6, I'm going to want to refer back to this conversation.
Okay.
That is another reason why I want it on record. So yeah, there you go. I just want to get that out there. This Rose and Kanaya's relationship is, like, fundamental to, like, my growth as a human. There you go.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah. So they go through, they have all the conversations we've already gotten to see, and then we get to see them both have their 16th conversation, which is now essentially time skips. Like, we assume they've been talking a lot, and then we get to the point we saw before, where Rose is being a crazy bitch and fucking blowing things up.
I believe the proper term is flighty broad.
Oh my god. The flighty broads and their horse shitometer is going off the charts as Rose decimates all of Suburb. Kanaya is basically saying what I was saying earlier, where it was like, Rose, you're fucking with Satan a little too much. That's scary.
Is this the first time the green sun is brought up?
Yes. This is it. Rose name drops. Okay, wait, well, there's a couple more things before we get to that.
Okay.
The main thing is just that in a few hours, for some reason, Rose specifically drops off the viewport. They cannot see Rose after the next few hours.
Yeah.
She can still see the others for a little while longer, but Rose is just gone. Why?
Magic.
Don't know. No idea. And then, yeah, that's the, they're trading some ignorance. It's like, what do you know about the green sun? Nothing. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
It was pretty nice.
Well, I can't remember what she gives back. It was like...
Oh, well, that was the thing. It was Kanaya was basically saying, I have no idea why you disappear in a little bit. What is going on there? And then they talk about that for a little bit. Mostly amounts to Rose going, fuck if I know. Hey, do you know about the green sun? No. Okay, cool, sick.
Right, cool.
So it's just bringing up some more mysteries about what's going on.
And then John and Vriska?
Yeah, they have a little bit of a conversation. Do you have anything written down for this? All I have written down for this is that Vriska makes John a cool outfit, but that outfit is just Vriska's outfit.
It's just Vriska's outfit,
It's just what Vriska wears.
She uses a lot of
which is one of
insults in
the
she conversation.
Does. I guess this is she like draws more parallels between John and Tavros, but she's more just like, you're better than your Tavros is lame and you're cooler. Which, like, kind of true, but as we saw last episode, there's more under there with Tavros. Tavros just gotta let some of that. He's gotta be willing to stand up for himself, but he's getting there.
And he proved that he can. Like,
so that's just kind of not true.
Well,
We're seeing more and more, like, Vriska's interpretation of Tavros is, like, more and more off the mark. She just sees him now as this, like, completely worthless, puny little guy who doesn't matter. But, like, we now know as an audience, like, she's just incorrect.
She has these preconceived notions about him.
There you go.
Based on him
Tavros guy in our comment section. Hey, happy we said some nice things.
You.
Yeah, there you go.
Your comments
Shout out to all my
matter
Tavros
to us.
heads. Fuck yeah.
All my Tavroes. We fucking love Tavros over here. But yeah, I feel like we're learning more and more about Tavros as a character, and the more he gets characterized, we see that he does have a backbone, and the reasons why he's so flippin', afraid, it seems, of just like the people and just honestly just human to human interaction or troll to troll interaction.
It's important to point out that we have mostly, in terms of just most of how we were memeing on him early on is just because like the way he talks is like really annoying. Mm-hmm. But in terms of like the substance of like what he's actually saying, the only times we've seen Tavros act like kind of a bitch and be really afraid are when he's talking to Vriska.
Which is reasonable and fair.
Exactly, because Vriska's a nightmare.
Though we do know that he lacks confidence, and that's why he's working on getting closer to Rufio.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to bond with Rufio in his heart. Become one with Rufio.
Become the Rufio.
Descend.
You know you are.
It's important to
just... S Rufio descend.
S Rufio rise up. There we go. Yeah. It's important to point out some of these things about Tavros because this will come up later, and we want to make sure we get the setup in because, oh boy, we get some Tavros later. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Do you have the stock exchange next?
Yeah.
Oh god.
John and Dave are like, Dave is like, time is serious fucking business.
Yeah.
That's why I got time and you got fucking breath or whatever.
Oh yeah, specifically this conversation starts because Dave's like, John, give me all your money now.
Oh yeah. I need all your money. What? No. I have like $1.
I have a boon buck now.
Wait, you have
He's
one
like, you have
boon
one
buck?
boon buck? That's fucking lame as shit.
What am I going to do with that? I still want it, but that's basically nothing.
Dave is committing the perfect crime. There's no other way to put it.
It's like they heard someone over here was handing out asses, and all they'd known for years is bitter ass famine.
That's later, I think. Oh no, it comes up again later.
Yeah, I think
with
it was
Rose.
in
That's
this
where I have it written down. But I think it is in this conversation. Yeah, Dave and Terezi are talking, and Dave has been using closed time loops to cheat the stock market on his planet. I saw Sans Undertale in the Discord server said that the reason why this is the case probably has to do with the adage "time is money."
Oh,
which is subtle and clever. Thanks, Sans Undertale.
Yeah, thanks, Sans. I
Sans
didn't even
keeps
think
pointing
about
out
that.
like weird like observations like that are like really clever. The lore master, Sans Undertale.
Sans Undertale, lore expert.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so they're talking. They've been sending shitty comics back and forth between each other,
and they're pretty fun. We see
I don't think it's here, but one of my favorite ones was the I be passing out bitches like cheap cigars. The incredible comic.
That is episode ? Of Cool Dude and Stoner Lou.
Yeah, exactly. Cool Dude and Stoner Lou, my favorite ongoing bit. We never see it again. It's gone. It's done, which sucks because I'm gonna be quoting "passing out bitches like cheap cigars."
Yeah, man.
forever.
The next time I'm passing out bitches and/or cheap cigars,
I will compare it to the other.
I'll be like passing out cheap cigars like bitches.
Everyone's gonna be like, "What? What?
Like, what is wrong with this guy?
What does that mean?
Is he having a stroke?"
I think that's up there with Kicking the Wicked Elixir. It's very good. It's very good, but for very different reasons.
In the conversation between Dave and Terezi, I thought it was just interesting that his land had a stock exchange. I was just like, oh, okay, that's weird, but probably because of the time money thing. He says the phrase, like a hungry beggar loitering across the street of an Olive Garden.
Olive Garden will return and be very important in Dave's route in Pestraquest.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging with my homie where the breadsticks are continuous. That's the bar he drops.
Fucking
sick.
He's spitting, bro.
He spits.
When he's roasting Terezi, he says, the bus smells like daffodils or something.
Yeah, he keeps making fun of Terezi being blind and Terezi doesn't care.
Can't see. And
Terezi thinks it's funny.
Really does not give a fuck.
Nah.
Yeah.
Main thing here is that Terezi says, Dave, you have to send... Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
How many of these did you write down?
This is a really... in Cool Dude and Stoner Lou, he says, that's asshole talk. Blam! And he shoots him.
Oh, my God!
You just need more pot.
Oh, my God. Stoner Lou, what are you doing?
Like, what? But, okay, that's the last one.
Oh, isn't there also the one where Terezi falls into the Kool-Aid Man once he breaks through the wall? There's probably no way I'm not getting off on this somehow. He's drowning in the red Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, God.
And then she's like, Dave, this is practically pornographic. We will get characters drawing porn later on in the comic. Keep that in mind. It's one of my favorite conversations. If I had to pick my favorite conversation, there's one specific conversation between two characters that we have not met yet, but real Homestucks know. Real Homestucks know what I'm talking about. There are two characters where one of them is drawing really shitty porn for the other one, and that is my single favorite section in the entire comic. It involves my favorite character. We'll get to it.
Okay, I'm excited.
Again, like fucking 4,000 pages from now. Okay, Terezi wants Dave to send 413 boon banks 6 hours and 12 minutes into the past to Terezi. Mm-hmm. Those are both the funny Homestuck numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing up again.
Homestuck, yeah.
Keep in mind, 413 is when the comic started. 612 is when the trolls showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the funny Homestuck numbers.
Homestuck. Woo.
Yo, shout out Homestuck. In studio guest, Homestuck. What's going on, Homestuck? How you doing?
Hey, Mr. Homestuck.
Mr. Homestuck, how you doing? And this is just important because, oh shit, we get Terezi in the past doing a bunch of shit. What do you have about this?
Are you talking about where she talks to Dave in the past?
This is where Terezi. Yeah, it's the lead up to that. Essentially, after Dave wires the money into the past, we get to see Terezi like right before she gets the money. So she's just watched whatever chased them through the rift blow up Prospid. Mm-hmm. She goes downstairs, Karkat's passed out, Kanaya is doing something with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Which we know from later on to be Kanaya cutting off Tavros' legs to give him robot legs made by Equius.
Yeah.
To where he will then not be warned about stairs and then fall down them for a while.
He's just drawn to stairs.
He's just drawn to them. Rufio calls him to defeat his inner demons, by which I mean climb upstairs.
But in the past conversation, Terezi is just meeting Dave for the first time.
Yeah, basically, Terezi gets the money from Dave.
Watches him grow up.
Terezi gets the money from Dave, which is what alerts all of the trolls that the kids exist and are relevant in the first place. That's entirely the reason.
He said it's the blind prophet numbers. Look.
Yeah, it's the numbers of the blind prophets. What does that mean? No idea.
Oh, no. I think they call Charles Barkley or maybe not Charles Barkley.
My Ocean Charles.
It wasn't. It was a different book. It wasn't.
It wasn't My Ocean Charles.
It was a poetry book that I think Dave finds in Rose's dream room. They call him like the something prophet, and I was like, oh. Neat.
It's Charles Barkley.
Just something I pointed out. But in the past, Terezi says that she's gonna make Dave cry for giving her so much sass, and then we cut to the future where Dave is currently being cooked by his like little guys, like his consorts, and they're cutting onions, and then he's crying, and she's like, "I warned you about this." I warned you about the tears, man.
Yeah, I told you you were gonna cry. Yeah, she just shows up. She fucks with Dave and is like, "You're gonna play a game, but also I hate you. Go die." And then she talks to him later, and then she's like, "I told you you were gonna cry like a little bitch. Fuck you." And then she convinces him to start playing the stock exchange, therefore closing the time loop. Mm-hmm. And then he's interrupted by Karkat.
Yes.
Which we know. He will then. This is essentially right before John and Dave respond to memo. That's what he's about to do.
Yeah. Okay. So we pop off of that, and then we go to I think John and Terezi talking, and then
John and Vriska talking.
I mean, John and Vriska talking.
More specifically, John convinces Vriska to watch the end of Con Air. Mm-hmm. Vriska watch Street Tough Maverick with nothing to lose. Fuck yes.
Without you,
I wanna know how do I breathe. I can't do that again. We already did that bit.
Yeah.
We're not doing that bit again.
Just a callback.
Yeah, callback. There we go. Look at this. Running gag. Running gag. Michael Guy Bowman. How do I live? Bunny back in the box version. GrubCast.com. Patreon.com/GrubCast. Give us money.
But she loves it. She immediately falls in love with Nick Cage.
Yes.
In the sweet, red, juicy love that only trolls can feel. And I guess...
And also humans.
The only love human have.
The love that everyone feels, basically. She loves Nick Cage. He's a cool guy. And then John goes to do the other thing. He's John like, and Dave respond to memo. Yes. This conversation outside of...
The one you're talking about?
Outside of my favorite character. Once you remove my favorite character from the comic, this conversation is easily my favorite. It is so good. It is so fucking good. And the entirety of this conversation is just Karkat saying, Stop flirting with the
troll
trolls.
girls. They're dangerous.
They're fucking scary. What are you doing? You guys are insane. It gets out of control immediately. This conversation is so good. What's the fucking thing where it's like if arrogance was a motorcycle, it just jumped over a canyon, the crowd goes wild with dismay and then commits mass suicide. Like, there's so many quotable lines from this. There's the best part of this conversation by far is when Karkat is like, how are you guys going to repopulate the earth? And then these two 13-year-old children are like, what? What do you mean?
Didn't really.
And then he's like, no, all right, I'm going to need to draw the shipping diagram.
Okay.
Here you go.
Here's
because you guys are so stupid that you think incest is a problem. You fucking idiots. Why do you guys have such a weird hang-up with incest? But just for you guys, I'm going to capitulate to your stupidity and draw you this grid. John, go fuck Rose. Dave, go fuck Jade. There you go. Problem solved.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's also worth noting this memo, he made a really shitty banner specifically to lure Dave in talking to him with a terrible clip art.
Fruity Rumpus Asshole Factory.
Shitty clip art. My weakness.
Oh, man. There's, like, not much to talk about. It's just an incredibly funny page.
Yeah, no, it's just really good. Like, there's a lot of quotable lines, but we don't need to, like, go through and, like, repeat all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just go read it again.
Yeah, go read it. It's really good. One I do want to say is Dave, being the cool guy he is, after being told to stop doing something, he's like, no, fuck that. And he's like, bye. And Karkat says, Strider, fuck off. And by fuck off, I mean fuck off right back here. Yeah. And I really thought that was funny.
Like Karkat like switches back and forth between like deigning one of the children smarter than the other one.
Yeah. Whichever one I like most in the moment. All right.
Yeah, all right. No, you're now the smart one.
Okay, now
and then John has to ask how many quadrants there are. And then Dave's like, first off, we have to be on record as not giving a shit. Second off, obviously there's 4 quadrants, dude. Come on.
They're quadrants, like what'd you expect? If they were 5, they would be quintrants.
Oh, it's very good. S past Karkat wake up.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you do in this flash?
Like, basically everything, I think. Yeah, I think I did basically everything.
This is another one of those where there's a couple of very key information of note, but most of this is, there's a lot of shit in this flash. It's very dense, but its density is all about, like, really funny character moments that are great. And I highly recommend going back through and, like, combing over everything and exploring. But in terms of, like, the actual plot-relevant details, there's not that much.
Nothing really too crazy happening.
There's mostly just a couple things, which is that Karkat has an idea on what the thing is, but he doesn't want to tell anyone yet.
Until he figures it out,
Until he figures it out.
Gamzee says the funny weed number.
He does say the funny weed number.
That's about it.
Karkat, or something happens when you dream and your dream self is dead, but we don't know what that is yet. And so Karkat says, fuck you, no one go to sleep, which is why at the end of Respond to Memo, Karkat's like, I'm too tired to explain why I can't sleep, go fuck yourself. And that's why. This is why. It's because something happens when you dream, when your dream self is dead, and Karkat doesn't want it to happen to anybody, so fuck you.
Oh boy, it is bad.
Yeah. Oh, and then the last thing is that in the future, Aradia will explode.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only really other thing. You cannot be future Aradia, because in the future, Aradia has exploded.
Aradia blew up.
Oh, no. It's also worth noting, in this flash, there is a very secret, hidden shrine that Vriska has made of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
That's just fun. It's a fun thing.
When you play as Aradia... fucking what?
Wow.
When you play...
Aradia.
The fuse of those two. That'd be an unstoppable force. I don't even want to imagine.
Oh, we'll talk about trolls getting fused in the same body later.
Anyway.
But that won't matter for another, 6,000 pages.
When you play as Vriska,
you may notice that puts it right near the end of the comic.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, what?
It sure is fucking weird. We'll get to it.
But when you play as Vriska, you go through her room, and there's a lot of Tavros related stuff in there. I noticed, she has his severed legs in a chest. Just in a chest.
She just keeps them, I guess.
And she also has like one of his like stronger lances that he picks up because lance is his strife specialist type.
Yeah, which is cool.
But I just think it's like, I think it's kind of cute like that she like has those like, obviously she has feelings for him in a way that she doesn't quite understand, or maybe she like doesn't quite get.
Stated in the Troll Romance exposition that they are switching back and forth between red and black, kind of in a very chaotic manner, and that's only stabilized once Kanaya is their auspices.
Yeah.
God, Troll Romance is fucking ridiculous.
It's so weird. Oh, also, you find wild consorts when you're going through the world.
Yeah.
And the consorts are only Daves and Johns, which I thought was weird because I was like, man, aren't those like only on those planets? But maybe it's like just like a copy, like maybe someone else, like maybe because he's a breath player, he also has weird salamander consorts.
I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely have no idea if that's important at all, or if it's not, or what that would mean. I don't know.
But
I'm sorry.
There's something in there. I was just pointing it out.
Good catch, though. That's basically it.
Yeah, K-Shrine.
John makes it back to his house. Nana takes the gambit.
Yeah, Nana, what the heck?
Fucks him up. The prankster's gambit is hers. Aridin tries to be a kissmissus with Rose, and she proves that magic is real by exploding his computer.
He's like, your first lesson, boom!
Die, but not really. Aradia talks to Rose. Aradia is, because she's like a time player and also dead, she essentially is dealing with like an insane amount of fatalism. Like, she literally says, like, I will now uselessly plead you to stop doing what you're doing, even though I know you won't, and that this will kill us all, and nothing will change. And it's like, okay, wow. Like, it almost comes across like she's like, I am only talking to you because I know that I will talk to you right now, and therefore I will now. It's really kind of depressing.
It's really sad.
Did you catch this? This is a main thing. There's a little quick line in here. Quick line. Aradia refers to the green sun as the source of the first Guardians.
Of the first Guardians, yes.
Oh!
I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was thinking Felt Guys, but that couldn't have been it. So yeah, nah, absolutely first Guardian.
Bequerel and Doc Scratch are in some way related to the green sun.
That's their like source of power.
That's what we get. And what is the green sun other than that?
No,
I mean, I know, but you don't. You're a fucking baby bitch who hasn't read Homestuck
Rose
before.
describes it later.
Yeah, but not. We gotta keep the fucking linear progression, bro. We gotta keep that shit on the download, dog.
But yeah, back on Rose and Aradia, I don't know why she blows up. I'm very curious about it.
Does that happen in this reading section?
No, she said like she was gonna like at the end of her tangent with Rose, she's like, maybe I could just do something so random the universe won't be able to handle it, like run a bunch of number sequences until I blow up or some shit. And then she sits back at her computer and she's like, man, there's no reason, like that area is like, there's no reason that you would blow up for any reason in the near future. So like obviously she doesn't take that action, but something still causes her
something
to blow
will
up.
Eventually cause her to blow up. It's not her. Or not her doing that, at least. I don't remember what caused her to blow up. It's been a while.
But then we have Rose and Nepeta.
Oh yeah, Rose gives the laptop to Davesprite so that he can roleplay with Nepeta and they can be nice cat boys together.
Yeah, that was sweet.
It is pretty sweet, actually. It's straight up.
And then Dave and Gamzee's, I got the most hype when I saw it.
It's very good. This is it. What have I said since before we started reading Homestuck? Insane Clown Posse has far-reaching plot implications, and this is the start of it.
This is the issue. Yeah, no. I was expecting them to be best bros. I assumed Gamzee's would just be...
Music is a lot like glove. It's all a feeling, and it fills the air from the floor to the ceiling. There you go. There you go. Had to get that out of there.
I assumed Gamzee was just going to be kind of weird, and then Dave was going to, like, you know, be super sarcastic, and then eventually they'd have the most, like, bonding broship, and at some point later they're going to have the best rap-off in Paradox Space. But it does seem like the conversation ends with Gamzee's being very angry.
Very pissed off.
He is
because to
super
him,
pissed.
This is blasphemy.
Him showing him
making
miracles
fun
by
of
the Juggalos.
my religion with miracles by Insane Clown Posse.
That is very not okay.
It might be something kind of like... isn't there a thing in Islam where like you're not supposed to like draw a picture of Muhammad or something?
Yeah.
It might be something like that. Where like if you show a picture or whatever of the gods of the fucking the Dark Carnival, then it's a bad thing. You're not supposed to do that. I don't know. All I know is that Gamzee's really fucking upset about it. He goes hero mode.
He goes all the way into hero mode, man. He is pissed.
He's fucking angry as hell.
I did not expect him to get angry about it. I assumed he was gonna love it. But no, he was
so
livid.
Fucking angry about this shit.
Then I think he falls into hate love with Dave, but then we have Dave and Equius.
Oh my god,
this one isn't really too important.
This is just Equius raps about horse porn.
Yeah,
and Dave breaks a cool sword, and Dave wants him to not rap about horse porn. That's most of what happens here.
Yeah,
and then I have Dave answer Terezi, which I don't. At the beginning, is just pretty fun and cool. Well, what do you think, Dave? Am I in your human grill? I'm not saying I know for sure, but it seems to me like my grill is your goddamn prison. You're practically incarcerated in that fucker, doing a hard time on a bed of charcoal and lighter fluid, privy to what I flame broil from below. What I'm saying is, you got a front row seat to the brown side of my burger. How does it smell, by the way? It smells like delicious burning animals. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I thought so.
Fucking incredible.
So you got a front row seat to the brown side of my burger.
What the fuck? Why is it? It sounds like my grill is your goddamn prison. Holy shit. The grill would like to seek marital counseling with the burger. It apologizes for flying off the handle so much.
But yeah,
it takes a more serious turn after that. It goes into a more character thing where Dave and Karkat are compared, where they are both overshadowed by at first others and then various different versions of themselves. It's interesting that this comparison is being drawn because obviously Dave is very important with time. He's bound to the time aspect.
Yeah.
Karkat is not. But it's very interesting that both have these similar reactions regardless, where they both see... essentially, they delegate the important tasks to their future selves, and then the only form they see of self-betterment is then eventually becoming their future self. It's very interesting, but what that leads to is, you never feel like you accomplish anything. You only get to watch as someone else does something, and then later on, once you do just go back and do that thing, it ceases to be important. It's just an obligation now.
Yeah, you did a thing.
Because it already happened. You already watched it be solved. The problem is fixed. All you need to do is just now you have to go back and essentially like fill out paperwork. It's very interesting. I quite like this as like a character thing. And then that's kind of continued because then immediately that follows up with Davesprite, like another like time version of Dave that has also done way cooler shit than Dave has.
Yeah. He releases himself and is like, all right, I'm gonna go like chill now. And then he gets into a badass fight with Bro. And
Davesprite basically is like, I'm gonna help you out this one time, but like you don't need me anymore. I'm just gonna leave and go do my own shit. And it's interesting because Davesprite, this is essentially Davesprite's arc is finished. He's like come to terms with his place as like, I am no longer a main
Alpha
character.
Dave,
I am no longer Alpha Dave. That is you. My place in the narrative has come to an end. And like, I need to just go out and like seek my own personal fulfillment, which for him is going out and helping his brother. He's like, I no longer have obligation to the Alpha timeline. Therefore, I'm going to go help my brother, whom I love very much.
Yeah.
And it's great. And I like it. It makes me happy.
When Vriska puts Dave to sleep, isn't that how it goes?
Yes. Vriska puts Dave to sleep.
When Vriska puts him to sleep, it's right before, I believe, Jade wake up.
Yes, Jade wake up is what we're about to hit next.
And
well, Jack takes his like katana from the big turntable thing that's floating around in Dave's land and kind of flies off after him. It's like whatever.
Yeah, he's like, bro, here we're still fighting. Here's your sword
it's
back.
super cool.
Let's
He's like
go.
he like respects Bro as like an opponent and like takes his sword, gives it back to him, and is like, no, we're fucking finishing this shit. Super awesome. But yeah, Jade wake up is next.
But so when Jade wake up starts, it starts with Dave as his dream self looking up at the sky. And I was worried because I thought that was Vriska controlling Dave and trying to blind him like she did Terezi. Later we figure out that it's absolutely not that, but it was a really big fear of mine when I was looking at it for the first time. I was like, oh god, don't blind Dave.
No, Dave's fine. But yeah, that would be fucking scary. Holy shit. Jade wakes up and is in a fucking Squiddle nightmare hell world.
Yes.
Before essentially sleeping in the void next to the fucking horror terrace.
Yeah, the worst trip.
This is what happens when your dream self dies.
Yeah.
Is that when you dream, you just have to go live in space with tentacle Cthulhus forever.
There's no like place for you to dream, so
It's
they make a little
horrifying.
bubble for you.
There wouldn't be a bubble except that Fefri is friends, because Fefri is friends with them because they're a lot like her Lussus, Galab or whatever his name fucking was.
Yeah.
So because of that, then she can like talk to them, and it turns out they're not that bad. They're pretty cool. They're pretty chill. She's like, "Hey, can you like make us some bubbles so we're not like dying and being in endless pain whenever we fall asleep?" And they're like, "Fucking yeah, bro, of course,
Sure.
yeah." And then that's what happens.
Glub Glub? Cool.
Yeah, she's like, "Yo, I remember him. We fucking dormed together in college. All right, cool. Yeah, no problem. Fucking Mikasa Sukasa,
Go
bro.
ahead.
Fucking
Sup,
get in
sup.
there." That's basically all that is. We gotta hurry this shit up.
But we are like right next to the end.
Yeah, we're almost done.
So yeah, Jade wakes up after getting in the game, and she is different. She realizes now that she knows fuck shit all.
Yeah, she talks to Karkat after her robot explodes. This conversation really doesn't do anything except be really funny.
Yeah.
It's just Jade watching and trying to deal with two Karkats, both essentially apologizing to Jade for how shitty the other one is.
Yeah.
It's so funny. This conversation I don't think accomplishes like anything at all.
No.
Except kind of make Karkat think Jade's kind of cool.
Yeah, like he sees her now from like this like darker, edgier
Which
Jade.
then explains why the second Karkat is like kind of more on board with Jade. Because that Karkat has already experienced this conversation from the other side of things. That's most of it. It's just really fucking funny.
He says, "Jade, why are you so racist?"
Wait, does he really?
Yeah, I think she like doesn't understand like trolling or something.
Oh yeah, no, she's like, "You're just a shitty troll,"
And
he's like, "That's literally my
"Yeah,
species."
I am a troll.
Yeah,
correct.
John connects to Jade. She does all the things.
At the end of the future Karkat, current Karkat thing, he bans Dave, and then future him bans Dave again. And I just thought that was funny because he's already banned. Yeah, he like pops up at the end of the memo, and he's like,
"Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, what's up, guys? I can't believe you told us to not talk to the girls, and here you are drooling over Jade."
That's very funny. Yeah, they both finally past Karkat and future Karkat can come together and agree on something.
Yeah, they're like, "Ban.
Fuck Dave."
It's funny, like, you can't reban somebody. They're already banned.
You can't on Trollian.
You can't on Trollian, though. And then Jade and John catch up.
They start doing all the spurb things. This is nice. It's kind of like Whiplash. It gives you fucking Whiplash going back to like, oh yeah, like the Crux-Struder and shit. Remember those?
Yeah.
Remember the Crux-Struder and the Alchemitor? That's wild. Those are a thing. They didn't stop being a thing or whatever.
They didn't stop being a thing, I swear. It's been here the whole time.
Oh, she just kind of offhandedly mentions, "Hey, by the way, my dream self's corpse is taxidermied in my house. It has been my entire life.
It has been my whole life.
Because of time shit."
That's because what's his face? His grandpa took her away.
Yeah, grandpa took her away, taxidermied. Then then I guess we'll go into the past and then
in
go.
her attic.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Fucking Homestuck, bro. There you go. We're kind of switching back and forth between Jade and John, and also Jack's fucking fight.
Yeah.
So they're starting to fight again. Jade and John discuss prototyping, and they're like, "We're gonna bring back your grandpa, but we're only gonna do that after we're in the game. The first prototyping we do, because again, you can prototype it twice, and the way it works is that any prototypes that you make before you enter the game are given to the bad guys. So they're like, well, prototypes like something basic, bitch, and shitty to like fuck with the enemies. Then we'll get into the game, and then we'll bring your grandpa back to life.
But
that's the plan. Bro and Jack are squaring off. Davesprite shows up. They're now he's
they're
fighting.
all just clashing.
Damn, it's really fucking cool. The art in these panels is
sick.
really awesome.
They set John's planet on fire, and
Yeah, they set the planet on fire. It's really fucking scary. Oh, shit. Little baby thing. They're just kind of playing the game. Mm-hmm. Remember the big worm in Jade's basement?
Yeah.
That is referred to as the Typhus Minion.
Yeah. The web browser?
Yeah, like the web browser, but also like maybe something else. I don't know.
That's sus.
That's a little sussy.
But Jade lets John know that you can't not prototype it. Like it has to have a prototype.
Rose, not Jade.
Rose. I keep doing
Rose
that.
talks to John just like essentially she can't tell him what to prototype out of fear that it would cause them to enter a doomed timeline.
Yeah, it'll make something different happen, and if I do that, then we all are fucked.
So she just tells him, prototype something. Doesn't matter what it is, you have to prototype something before we get into the game, or else our session's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Dream Dave goes to visit Dream Rose, who is asleep being real Rose. I don't know why that matters, but it happens. What do you have next?
The tumor? Well, that's in that conversation.
Not in that Oh, does she mention the tumor in that conversation?
I believe so.
Holy shit, that's really important. Why do I not have that written down? Oh my god. Yeah, she names it up as the tumor. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is the tumor?
What the fuck is the tumor?
Holy shit.
I'm scared because it's not in like colorful text.
No, it's in like black. It's like it's scary text.
But you should know this is bad.
Yeah, this is a bad text. But no, that's very important. How the fuck did I not write that down? Dream Dave visits Dream Rose. Time skip. John is on a rock in the middle of an oil ocean.
Yes.
What the fuck happened to cause that? Also, the Cosby top is now dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bill Cosby.
Lost him again.
Man, what a fatherly individual Bill Cosby was. Surely he's incredibly wholesome. Will never do anything in the near future.
That won't age poorly.
No, that won't age poorly to any degree. Bill Cosby has always been and will always be an incredibly wholesome individual who would never do anything perhaps morally ambiguous.
Oh man.
Post time skip Tron tries to talk to Jade, nothing happens. Oh, he met WV when he was asleep?
Yeah, he met WV and he has the ring and he's like...
Yeah, he's like, damn, that's a cool ring, bro.
Cool
Tripped
ring.
out.
I want that back. And WV's like, oh, that guy's a thief, right? Or at least training with the master thief, which I don't know why he knows who Vriska is. Maybe it was WV watching that happen. No, but he can't see in the dreams.
I don't fucking know, bro.
I don't know why he knew.
No idea, but he's like, he's trying to get my fucking ring. Get away from me, you little
right.
grindy man. It's important to note, WV does not recognize John.
Yeah.
Meaning that this WV, as we already know this, but yeah, this WV is in the past, but this is why, if you remember, way back when we first met WV, and he sees John in the thing, he goes, like, oh, this kid again.
Yeah.
This is a cool thing. It's a cool thing. He already knows him. Yeah, they hang out. They do cool shit on the battlefield, being cool guys. His planet is still on fire. I literally wrote this down, exact quote. Unfortunately, his planet is still on fire. That didn't stop being a thing or anything. I keep incorporating like the Homestuck running gags in my notes.
I think it's weird that like the ocean being on fire is an issue for him because he's wearing rocket shoes in that scene.
Okay. All right, let me put it this way. You can fly. Yeah. Are you still annoyed that the planet is half on fire?
Yeah, I'm bothered by it, but like I'm not in danger.
You kind of... Is he wearing the rocket shoes in that panel?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
I'm like 97%
He doesn't have
sure.
the rocket shoes. He has the jetpack. He just has red shoes.
Bro, run it back. I swear. Like either that or he has red shoes that are designed to look just like rocket shoes.
No, that's the thing, is that he has the red shoes because Vriska wears red shoes. But remember, when he blasts off, he's using the jetpack
He uses the jetpack when he flies.
No, he uses the jetpack and he doesn't have that anymore.
Oh, so he just has...
No, he is in danger.
He
just has red shoes because Vriska thinks that red shoes are cool.
But it had the little rocket design.
Yeah, because Vriska thinks they're cool. But he would have just used them if he did. No. He used the jetpack because he needs that to fly. They're just red shoes.
But that's silly. I feel like they should have just made him solid red.
Fuck you. The shoes are cool.
No, I don't disagree, but I wouldn't have made him the flying item color. I would have just made him solid
it's fine.
red.
It's because John's so fly, bro. That's why.
All the flies are his.
Yeah, all the flies in the shoes. There you go.
But
okay.
Yeah.
John calls attention to the same thing that Kanaya did when he's talking to Rose. Like, Rose is...
getting very grimdark.
Yeah, he essentially is like, Rose, what the fuck is going on with you? Rose is, like, losing herself at the game. She's allowing herself to be kind of taken over as a form of escapism. So she's calling the shots, but it's entirely business. Like, she's no longer even remotely interacting with her friends for friendship's sake. It's entirely like business. We have to be serious. And John kind of calls attention to that. Like, Rose, what's going on? Like, are you all right?
Yeah. Like, are you okay, bro? Because you seem very ominous right now and like scary.
She basically just says, yeah, I'm fine. And then it's like, you need to, now that we've prototyped 4 times, the battlefield has entered its final form, and now the tumor is, I think this might be where the tumor is brought up.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because I have it written down here.
Yeah, I might have had it put into it.
I might have just put it wrong. This might be where she brings up the tumor. Like, now the tumor's here, it's time. And then Karkat's like, John, what the fuck did you do? And John's like, I don't know. And Karkat says, all right, I'm going to tell you exactly what you did. I was asking only to make fun of you. I actually knew the whole time.
Are you ready for me to tell you what you did? I'm totally not stalling anymore. This time, here it comes. I'm going to tell you.
Jade enter. Wow.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. This music is Umbral Ultimatum. One of my favorite songs in the whole comic. I love it. It's great. This was in Descent, even though we hadn't heard it yet. I brought that up. If you remember, just throwback to Descent. Crazy.
Could you roll the clip?
Roll the clip. Jamie, bring that up. John is going to prototype a funny little puppet man. But then... And Jade finishes making her entry item, which is a pinata of Beck.
Yeah. That she has to shoot while blindfolded.
And then Vriska fucks everything up.
Yep. She knocks him out.
Purposely makes John fall asleep so that he cannot prototype.
And
the meteors are fucking coming down. They're on their way. And so in order to, like, protect Jade...
Which is his job.
That's his whole deal. Bequerel is forced to prototype to get sprite powers... And then that combined with his first Guardian powers...
I feel like he could have just thrown something in there, but I'm not going to get into it.
First Guardians are very powerful, but they're not they're not infinite powerful. Like...
Yeah, but like, he could just be like, grab the doll, throw it in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He could have done that, but also Beck's a dog.
But Beck's a dog.
Beck's a doggy.
He's
a little guy.
I can't rate his intelligence. He
exactly.
could be anywhere
it's hard
between
to tell exactly how
regular. He could be anywhere between dumber than average dog to literal omnipotent god.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that Bequerel's just a little doggy. Doc Scratch is. There's a reason why Doc Scratch is so knowledgeable about shit. I'll give you that outside of the fact that he's a first Guardian.
Okay, interesting. But yeah,
he just is also a first Guardian, which is also scary as fuck.
Yeah.
So Bequerel prototypes himself, and then he like pushes back the meteor with a giant fucking laser. And then we get like the weird mechanics of Jade's entry item. So she shoots the pinata, or she hits the pinata, and then that like transfers to Bequerel, which then like does a big energy blast, and it like shoots her out the window. Oh, this is where Beck fires a big fuck off laser.
I think he just teleports the bullet to hit the mark.
Yeah, exactly. He teleports the fucking bullet, and the bullet hits the thing.
And then he puts a bed under, and then boop.
Yep, and so now they enter the game. And because they've entered the game, all of the enemies...
now have
first Guardian powers.
She tries fighting that first imp and gets teleported literally everywhere.
And Jack gets first Guardian powers as he's fighting Davesprite and Bro. And we finally get to see what happened to the trolls.
To the first set, yeah.
This is Jade Enter. This is the final fuck up.
Yeah.
We've been we've been kind of hitting the pieces. Building up the pieces as to, like, what happened to the trolls, what is going to fuck up the kids' session, and we finally have the answers that we've had this set up, like, the clown being prototyped, all the clown being prototyped, the bunny rabbit ending up on Jack's desk, like, these multiple things that all managed to line up to cause Jack to be the big bad.
And that's when he is the beast that comes from the rift.
Exactly. Whenever the scratch happens, whatever that is, he will then come through the rift, and that is what will fuck up that session. This is why Karkat was so fucked up about it. Because he's like, holy shit, that's my blood boy.
Bro.
That's my friend. Why is he killing me? And he just had no idea that it wasn't his Jack. Like, his Jack never betrayed him. It was entirely this one.
Different session.
and he just blows up Prospit, and it's fucking scary as hell.
Yeah, no, that's horrifying.
And we finally get one little thing. This shot is difficult to understand, but I am just going to explain it to you because it's kind of important and it's a little vague.
Yeah.
We end on the shot of like the music slows down, it becomes like this nice piano shit, and it's just like Jade, like floating through space.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of metaphorical and hard to understand. What this is implying is that Jack Noir now has memories of Jade.
Because he was prototyped with
Exactly.
Beck. Okay.
Beck is her funny dog, and Beck cares about Jade a lot. And now, because of that, like the enemies and Jack Noir now also have this love and like need to protect Jade.
Like a bond with her.
Exactly. That's kind of what this last shot is meant to imply. It's a little weird.
Okay, that's good.
Kinda.
It's
weird, but good.
Seems good.
What the fuck? How do you feel about Jade Eder?
Oh man, lots of scary things happening, but scary things that already happened. But now I know what it is and how bad it is,
And that makes it even scarier.
and that makes it even worse.
Jack Noir is literally in the troll session right now, searching for them, trying to fucking kill them.
with magic space dog powers.
Exactly. Oh dear God, everything is fucked. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Oh shit, what's that? It's me. That's right, it's Future Molten, bitch. What are you gonna do? I'm showing up here. It's Future Molten. I'm here to tell you that the page numbers for next week that I forgot to tell ET in the middle of the episode, the page numbers are 2,928 through 3,132. That's right, you're informed now. How do you feel about the beautiful golden ichor of information being delivered directly into your ear holes? Fuck yes, alright, that's it. Editing Molten is out, bitch. I'm out of here. Bye. ET, it's happening. We're all fucked. We're all
Really
so fucked.
bad. Speaking of which, is that a rift in space-time in the corner of the...
Oh
my god.
Wow, we're ending fucking abruptly. Sure. Oh no, it's a rift in space-time.
Oh god. Is that... Jack!
It's Toby Noir! He's here! Toby has gained first guardian power!
He's been
He's come
fused
through
with
the
my...
rift. It's horrifying. Toby, no!
No, please,
Toby looks... He's like a furry now. It's really weird. I don't understand it. Toby... oh god, Toby,
No.
he's grabbed onto my
God.
leg and he's fucking pulling me. He's gonna chop me up into little bits. But,
Yeah, man,
but before
Toby
I
will.
go, I'm gonna have one last chance. Toby's giving me a chance. Toby is telling me to tell you guys that you guys should totally join the Discord server, join into the Patreon, and follow us on Twitter and all the things. You should do that. Please
That
do
might
quickly
save our
before Toby
lives.
kills me. I'm begging you, please do that before Toby kills me. Maybe if I'm able to give Toby enough money from the Patreon, then maybe Toby will spare my life. Please, I beg you. Oh no. Oh no. Am I gonna survive?
None will be spared.
Oh god! Oh no! Am I gonna survive the horrible rift? I have no idea. Find out next time on the
GrubCast.
GrubCast.